सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम् यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचम् प्रवदन्त्यविपश्चितः वेदवादरताः पार्थः नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः कामात्मानः स्वर्गपराः कर्मफलप्रदाम् क्रियाविशेषबहुलाम् भोगैश्वर्यगतिं प्रति भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानाम् तयापहृतचेतसाम् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते त्रैगुण्यविषया वेदाः निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थः निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्. So we have seen, this karma yoga, karma is action. Yoga is the attitude. The combination of both is karma yoga. Meaning, don't do actions mechanically. Let them be associated with attitude. You will enjoy better and it will go to improve your personality and also it will help you to grow. It's a very big thing. Therefore, doing actions mechanically, you will lose interest in actions in time. Anything done mechanically, the best, if we want to lose interest in anything, do it mechanically. But that's it. Mechanicalness destroys interest. Mechanicalness destroys interest. Similarly, if you are mechanical, you go to the temple mechanically, you go mechanically, you pray to God also mechanically, and then come back also mechanically. Just, like a routine. It becomes just a matter of routine. You can just, routine, it can be a routine and you can take interest also. You can go to the temple as a matter of routine, but also with great interest. Then it is no longer a matter of routine. It's a value for you. It has a value for you. Once you see the value for it, it is absorbing, it is interesting, it is gripping. You enjoy doing it. You enjoy doing it. If you are not mechanical. And in order not to be mechanical about anything, the only way is understand its value for your happiness, its relation to your happiness. Because we worship only happiness More than anything, we worship happiness. Therefore, if I see the connection between what I do and my happiness, if I see the connection, then I am not being mechanical. You understand? Mechanical. I tell you, the best way of enjoying life is don't live on mechanically. Don't live on mechanically. Mechanically you get up, mechanically. Just kill time mechanically. And by the time, pata nahi kab sham aayega nahi. That means what? If time is very difficult for you to spend, if time hangs heavy, there's something wrong with you. Not something wrong with the time, that it's not moving fast. Don't conclude something wrong with the time because it's not moving fast. No, something wrong with the person. Why? He is not able to manage himself. He is not able to spend time constructively. He is not able to spend time constructively, which means he is a distracted soul. He is a frustrated soul. Therefore, he needs teaching, not that he needs more money. If you give more money to the frustrated, he will become more frustrated. He needs teaching. Satsang. Satsang means, you look into your scripture. Your scripture is very beautiful. Don't say it is too ancient. We require modern scripture. Especially the people, the educated people, I tell you, they are unforgivable. I'm sorry to say that. This educated class, they are unforgivable. They are the ones who do things contrary to scriptures, everything. See, they want to throw away the scripture and then do something and grope in the dark. Therefore, look into your Bhagavad Gita, there is everything. That is why here Krishna is saying, hey my dear, don't live mechanically. Live with a sense of purpose. There is no purpose greater than finding the truth within yourself. Because the whole scripture is pointing out the truth within. Happiness within. Freedom within. There is nothing that can cause happiness, cause freedom. Happiness is already there. It's like, I'm going to give you a little terse topic. Think about it. Can you cause silence? Can you cause? Cause means, can you create silence? You can't cause silence. Because silence is all. You can cause a sound. You can cause sound. And the sound having been caused, again becomes cause to end. Okay? You cause the sound to begin, you can cause it to end, but you can't cause the silence. And silence is Shanti. That's our nature. That need not be caused. That needs to be discovered. Thus, please understand. Therefore, by no stretch of imagination can you assert that life is uninteresting. Why? Because life is a brief occasion to discover our truth. It's not even a huge, endless occasion. It's a brief occasion. Bhagavan says, Samajna ho to samjho. I am giving you an excellent occasion, make use of it. A brief occasion, make use of it. Because next occasion nobody knows. Next occasion nobody knows. Next occasion, when once a person closes his eyes to this occasion, this situation, then he delivers himself into the hands of causation, in the sense his own karma, and where his karma will take him, Bhagavan knows. Who knows? Now he has got everything. He doesn't have to worry about the next meal. I don't think there can be a greater blessing than that. Aram se suni. Aram se suni. There is no greater blessing than not to worry about the next meal. How many people really, there are people and they're all the time worrying about the next meal. And if a person doesn't have to worry about the next meal, then definitely there is an excellent occasion not to worry about the basics, and therefore use all the time to think about the truth, one's own existence. What am I? This me, this person, this me. Am I just really this flesh and bone? This should strike a person. Is this flesh and bone aware of the universe? I don't think really the body, this flesh can be aware of the universe. This flesh can't be aware of the world. These bones can't be aware of the world. These eyes and ears can't be aware of the world. The observer, the one who is aware of this body, the one who is aware of the eyes and ears, the one who is aware of even the thoughts and emotions, and the one who is aware of this entire individuality alone is aware of the whole world. Therefore, that seems to be the me. Therefore, how can I be just really this small little thing called the form? I may be, maybe, it is very clear, I am living a mistake about myself. I am living a notion about myself. I am living a mistaken notion about myself. This is what should come to a person, should try. Education should really make you wonder about yourself. Education should create in me a sense of wonder about. What is this mean? Because the universe cannot prove its existence independent of the one who sees. Independent. It's like, there can't be dream independent of a dreamer. Listen to this statement again. There can't be a dream without a dreamer. I'm going to say it third time. There can't be a dream without the dreamer. And you wake up from the dream goes, you survive. The one who survives the dream is definitely more real than the dream. The one who survives the dream is more real than the dream. And therefore, who is a wonder? He is, which is a matter for wonderment. He is the dream of wonder or the dreamer of wonder. Between the two, who is the wonder? The dream or the dreamer. The dreamer is a wonder, is the light. The dreamer is the light who dreams and who sees what he dreams, who likes what he dreams, he likes what he dreams, he dislikes what he dreams, he enjoys and suffers what he dreams, he plays with what he dreams, and at the end of the day he survives the fall, the end of the dream. The one who dreams, he sees what he dreams, plays with what he dreams, and ultimately really, the dream ends and he survives. He is the truth of the dream. The truth of the dream is what we are, and that applies to the waking. Just as the dream is dreamt, the waking also is seen. Seen means really, it is seen within one's attention. Seeing everything within one's attention means dreaming everything within one's attention. Thus our existence is no ordinary phenomenon. Our existence. That is why Bhagavan says, our scripture says, one of the Upanishads says, So kamayata bahusyam prajayeyeta sadapodapyata sadapastaptva idagam sarvam asrajata yadam kincha tad srishtva tadevanupravishat. Says, a God having created the body himself occupies. That means the one who is there dwelling in the body is none other than Bhagavan. Is none other than Bhagavan. Thus, don't look for the truth elsewhere. The truth is within. Don't look for happiness elsewhere, it's within. And thus, look at life as a brief occasion to recognize the truth within. If that is the definition of life, then can it be uninteresting? Are you able to follow? Can it be uninteresting? Life is never uninteresting. The person is uninteresting. The person is stupid. Whenever a person says, oh, I am losing interest in life, kya rakha hai? Don't listen to him. Never sit with that person, because that is a very contagious disease. Depressions are very contagious. Whenever somebody says, kya rakha hai, it is better to commit suicide. Hit that person on the head with the nearest thing available. Anything within your hand's reach, right, without delay, take it and hit the person on the head. Swamiji, supposing that person faints, that is much better than frustration. At least in that faint state, it is peaceful. And therefore, please, here says, don't have depression. And also some people have depression for no reason. Not depression over reality, depression over fancy. I have fancy for things which I don't have. You understand? I will repeat it. I have fancy for things which I don't have. Not only that, I have fancy for things which I can't afford. I have fancy for things which I don't need. Oh, Rama. I have fancy for things which I can't afford. And I always have fancy for things which I don't have. I take what I have for granted. I always look for what I don't have. I look for what I don't have, and then I look for something which I can't afford, and I look for something which I don't even need. And that becomes the basis for frustration. Now what do you do with that person? Supposing somebody becomes frustrated. You have got everything. You have got food, you have got your own house. And like difficult, when you talk about difficulties, who doesn't have difficulties in this world anyway? You can't single out yourself as the one who has been chosen by God to punish. That is all not true. That's all not true. Everybody has his own problems. Difficulties, everybody has difficulties. What about, don't look ahead, look back. There are so many people behind you. There are so many people. You can take really, every day you can eat what you want to eat. There are people really who can't even eat. I mean, they don't have anything to eat. Your problem is what to eat. Their problem is how to eat. You understand now? What do I eat? This or that. Should I go to Sagar, Oberoi, Taj, or homemade? How to decide? From 5 o'clock onwards, the debate is going on till 7 o'clock. Kya karenge? What shall we do about the dinner? Have it at home? Shall we go out? And to reach the consensus is a problem. And therefore, please understand, don't look ahead. Look back at those people who don't have even really food to eat, nutrition, proper nutrition. They're all malnourished. Therefore, you are much better off, good enough to be happy, cheerful. And therefore, there are people really, there are people who have lost, grown-up children, they lose. What about that? What about those Chopras? That Sanjay and Geeta Chopra long ago, some 30 years ago, late 70s. What about them? What must they be going through? What about those people who lost their lives, the family members? Why do we think really I am the only one who is really in difficulty? Everybody has his share of difficulty, please understand. We are never alone in difficulties. We are all the time sharing difficulties. Everybody, once Buddha, I'll tell you a story. This Buddha, one person, she had lost her son, comes to Buddha. With the body, the dead body comes to Buddha, please make him alive. Buddha says, all right, I'll make him alive. Please go and get some tilka tail, from any tail, from a family in which no death has ever taken place. So the mother of the dead boy thought that's very simple. Abhi leke aap. She felt hopeful, and wherever she went, in her said, there was always some death. And she got enlightened, my God, why am I creeping? If death is so common. Why am I creeping? Therefore, depression is absolutely unacceptable. Frustration is absolutely unacceptable. We have to cope with, we have to take difficulties in our stride and live our life with interest for the sole purpose, for the purpose of discovering our fulfillment within ourselves, our peace within ourselves, our happiness within ourselves, because it's not to be found anywhere. I'm going to ask you a question. Where will the wave look for water? I mean, seriously listen to this. Don't listen to it very casually. Oh, humko malum hai. I know wave, I know water. Swamiji keeps repeating the same thing. As if we have never seen waves. He's all the time talking about waves. As if we have never seen waves, we have never seen water. He's talking only wave and water, wave and rope and snake. These things we know it. No. There is something more to understand about the known only. That is, supposing the wave goes in search of water, where will it find? Just imagine. Supposing the wave goes, it sets off, it sets out on a journey to find water. The wave goes in search of water, where will it find? And if it is going out in search of water, where will it find? It won't find anywhere. See? It won't find anywhere. Let it go all over the world. Will it find water? No. Let the wave travel from this loka to the next loka. It will not find. Then another wave has to come and tell that wave the Vedanta. It should teach that wave the Vedanta. My dear wave, you are made of water, sustained by water, shall go back into water. You are non-separate from water. You are nothing but water. Look, fall back on yourself. Look within and fall back on yourself to find water. Don't go out of yourself to find water. Don't go out of yourself. Distraction is not going to help you. Restlessness is not. The wave becomes restless. What is the use? Making yourself restless makes you more unhappy. Look within, because there is nothing more sacred than you. And therefore the wave has to be told to fall back on its own lap to discover its truth. Are you able to follow? Similarly, the Jiva Vedanta tells him, Hey, you go in search of God. You go to heaven, you are not going to find him there. Swamiji, supposing we go to Mathura Vrindavan, we will go and find Bhagwan ka Banke Bihari Lal ka temple milenge. Bhagwan nahi. Bhagwan to hai sab jagah mein hai, that is a different matter. But you can't say what you see there as a form is Bhagwan. Supposing we go to Vaikunta? No, nowhere. I'll tell you another story. Narada went from world, Narada, you know Narada. We have a beautiful story. It's not a story. This is an incident to highlight a reality. It's an incident to highlight a reality which we never think. Our attention is drawn to a reality by this incident. Narada, who always felt, I am the best devotee of God, and who always used to think that I have darshan of God every time. He would go to Vaikunta and have Vishnu's darshan, go to Kailasha and then have Shiva's darshan, and everywhere he had a free pass to trot the whole universe. And do you know, ultimately, the actual understanding of God was not complete, because the actual divinity is within. That he did not know. This is God, this is God, this is God means, that means I have not discovered the truth within. Therefore, a time comes, the more you become matured in life, the more you want to be independent for your happiness. Understand? The love for independence grows with maturity. The more you grow, the more you want to be independent. You don't want to depend upon anything. Therefore, when Narada became very, very matured, then he felt, my God, there is some lack in me. One starts feeling the lack more and more. You start feeling the lack more and more. The more you grow, the more you become sensitive about the lack within. The more you become sensitive to the felt lack. And there, like the wave, the more it becomes mature, the more it feels the lack within, until the teaching comes. And once the teaching comes, you don't have to feel any lack about yourself, because as a wave you are limited, as a wave you are small, as a wave you lack in many things, but as water you are full. As water you are full. Your identity as water is fullness, but your identity as a given form is full of, shortcomings. It's full of setbacks. It's full of problems. And therefore Narada, as he became more and more mature, he comes to discover, my God, I need to understand in a better way about the truth. Do you know where does he go for that? He goes to Sanat Kumara, a sage. A Swami, a sage sitting, a Rishi. A Rishi means, understand, a Rishi is different from a Sannyasi. A Sannyasi is different from a Rishi. A Rishi means you are all Rishis. Understand? Studying Vedanta, a Grihastha is called Rishi. Therefore, what are you all? You are all Rishis. You are all Rishis. Don't think, Swamiji, how can we be Rishis? Immediately after the class, we rush to Khan Market, and how can we call ourselves Rishis? How can we call ourselves Rishis? Immediately after the class, some rush to Khan Market, some rush to this market, that market. We have got so many weaknesses, how can we be Rishis? A Rishi does not mean who doesn't have weaknesses. A Rishi is one, despite weaknesses, he studies the truth. The one who studies himself, studies Vedanta to understand himself despite all weaknesses. Who doesn't have weaknesses? Everybody has weaknesses. I'm distracted. Therefore, ultimately he comes to a rishi called Sanat Kumara. And Sanat Kumara, he comes to Narada. Narada comes to Sanat Kumara, hey Bhagavan, Soham Naradaha, Soham Bhagavan, Shochami. Bhagavan, I am that well-known Narada, but I am very unhappy. Look at that. Therefore, I am very unhappy. Narada says, I am very unhappy. Okay. Then, what do you want? I want to be free. Shokasya param tarayatu. I want to be free from this unhappiness. Then the sage says, Narada, you are a great scholar, you are a great devotee, it's all wonderful, but you have known only the name and form, but you do not know the content of the name and form, that is yourself. You do not know Atma, you know Anatma. It's like saying, you have counted all the waves, you forgot to count the water. Did you hear that? You have counted all the waves, but you forgot to count water. Supposing you have counted water, then you don't have to count waves. You have been busy counting waves. You have been busy keeping a catalogue of waves. You have been making a list of waves. You have been making a list of waves with a note against every wave. Are you able to follow? You have been making a list of waves with a commentary against every wave. Every wave. This is wave number 1. This is its biography. Wave number 2. This is its biography, and this is its family background, and this is this, etc., etc. You have been collecting information about these waves and forgot to take into account water. You have been counting everything in the creation without taking into account yourself. You always thought the answers must come to you from outside. The answers to your questions must come to you from outside. The solutions to your problems must come from outside. Narada Sanat Kumara says, no, you are the answer to your questions, you are the solution to your problems. In this manner, when truth is within, then life should be lived for understanding that truth. Then will it be uninteresting? Will it be uninteresting? Supposing you look upon the day like this, a day is meant to be enjoyed. Means what? I must have the best of breakfast, I must have the best of lunch, I must have the best of coffee, I must have the best of dinner, I must spend the day with the best of pleasures. If you look upon life like that, you will lose interest in it. Please understand. I am going to say it again. If you look upon life as livable only when you have the best of every pleasure, the more you run after the pleasures, sooner you will lose interest in life. Because the world can't provide the kind of variety that you want. The world can't provide that kind of variety. Because even if you want variety, every day it is the same roti, same rice, same dal, same sabzi, but then you want different vegetables. And then you want variety, you want something new, something new, something new, something new. But the world says, I don't have it. This is all that is available. Then what will happen to you? You look for new things, but the world can't provide new things. What happens? What is the result? I want you to say that. What happens? Frustration. Therefore, the more we live for material pleasures, sooner we get frustrated and sooner we would lose interest in life. Therefore, all those people who show disinterestedness, who show frustration, who show disgust, and who show all the time, desperation, who show a kind of, udas, a kind of depression, uninterestedness in life, they are the people who lost interest in life because they always want new. They want to find happiness through new pleasures. And the world says, I can't provide. I can't provide you new. Then I get frustrated. Therefore, life should be lived only for, not just to enjoy world. We should live our life to understand the world, to understand ourselves. Okay, this is the thing. This is what we are doing. Therefore, Karma Yoga, coming back to the point, this is the third thing that I wanted to convey. This is the third point. But now I am going to take up a lighter point, because you can't take too many third points. Now I am going to introduce a lighter point. What is the lighter point? To perform an action, duty is called karma, and associating attitude is called yoga. And combine action and attitude, you get a better result. In fact, you keep not only growing materially, you keep growing inwardly also. Attitude catalyzes your growth. Attitude facilitates inner growth. Right attitude creates peace and purity and freedom and reflection. You are growing within. And action helps you grow materially. Because when you perform an action, something you always get. It's not that you won't get. Therefore, if a person thinks action is everything, he is mistaken. We can't survive merely on action, nor can we survive merely on attitude. If you have only attitude, it doesn't work. Supposing I have only good attitude. I love my children, but I don't do any action. What is that? What is the use of it? What is the use of it? Therefore, action is choiceless in life. Attitude is choiceless. Action is choiceless for survival. Attitude is choiceless for mental peace. Action is choiceless for survival. Attitude is choiceless for mental growth and mental peace. Inner growth, inner peace. You are growing inwardly through the right attitude. Now tell me, between the two, which is more important and which is less important? I am just hoodwinking you. Tell me, which is more important? That means we have discovered. It is not really when I ask you a question, which of the two are important, which one of the two is important, then you will always decide. This is important, that is important. That is called being available for being hoodwinked. And don't try to be available for being hoodwinked. Because action is choiceless. Attitude is choiceless. And you better register that word choiceless. It's not an ordinary thing to be choice. You cannot bypass action, therefore, one should really beat laziness out. You should beat laziness out, because with laziness, if the laziness has set in my body, if laziness, inertia, if it sets into my body and my mind, then I can never do my duties on time and I would miss my bus. I told you, in Bombay, problem happened because of inertia. Inertia. Among Indian politicians, the problem is not corruption, that is universal. Corruption is a universal problem, we also have it. But the real problem among the Indian politicians is inertia. You don't know that, inertia. Inertia. He says, when the house is on fire, you are asking for razai, so that you can sleep. You are attached to the razai when the house is on fire. He doesn't want to come out of it. The house is on fire, we don't want to come out of razai. This is the picture of Indians. Really, I'm telling this, I'm sorry to say that. That is all because Tamo Guna. Swami Vivekananda ji said, very beautiful, we should remember Swami Vivekananda. He did a lot. Swami Vivekananda, he said, when he was a great reformer, a genuine person, he said, hey, it is good that you are studying Bhagavad Gita, but then you better go out and play football. Better go out and play football and beat your laziness out. Beat your tamoguna out. And therefore, if action is choiceless, I must ever be ready, agile, to attend to my duties. I should always be agile. Lack of agility makes me collect weight, body weight. Understand? Lack of agility leads to overweight. Because I don't want to do anything Madirana. Just to remind. Lack of agility. Therefore, action is choiceless. Action is choiceless. And similarly, attitude is choiceless. When you combine both, it is called action by itself is called karma. The right attitude is called yoga. And what can be the best attitude? I'm going to just clinch that thought and then move ahead. And don't feel, in a hurry to move to the next word. Please, what can be the best attitude? Tell me. Is it really doing something? Doing an action with indifference, is it the right attitude? Doing an action with some kind of detachment, is it the right action? Detachment also ultimately means what? A kind of disinterested. What is detachment? So some guest comes and you are looking into the sky and talking to him. He is sitting here. Haji, kaise ho? Kab aaye? Thank God. Inse kyun aaye ho? That also is possible. If a person can ask these questions, that question also he can ask. This is what is called relationship with detachment. Who is interested in that? I tell you, it makes life most uninteresting. Relationships would become most uninteresting. Bhagavan never teaches that kind of detachment. What he says is, detach yourself from the authorship of result. Detach yourself from the authorship of the result. Not really doing duty with indifference. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. That is called detachment. Detachment is not half-hearted participation. Half-hearted participation in anything cannot be called really karma yoga. Even though you know Swamiji, even though that person is all the time with me, but the mind is somewhere. That means what? Something wrong. When you are talking to a person, you better be there with the person. When you are serving the children, be with the children. When you are talking to your husband, be with the husband. Be with the husband. Don't even look that you are thinking something else. It's very risky. When you are talking to your husband, don't even look that you are thinking something else or somebody else. And therefore, the right thing is just let your mind be there where your duty is. Don't do duties absent-mindedly. Don't do actions absent-mindedly. That doesn't mean really, that's not something that is desirable. Bhagavan Krishna says that is desirable. Do your actions with full interest. Then Swami, Bhagavan, what is detachment? You may ask Krishna here. What does Krishna mean, detachment? Detachment means not indifference. Detachment means I do my duty and the results are in God's hands. I detach myself to the authorship to the result. That means I am not the author. I am only performing an action. The result I don't know. Let the result be taken care of by Bhagavan. I do it as a prayer to God for the result of inner purity, inner peace. This is called Karma Yoga. Now tell me, who is wise? The one who does only action? A person who works hard without any attitude? Or the one who does his duty along with the attitude? Along with the attitude, he is accomplishing two results. One is survival, the other is inner growth. Apart from that, you solve many problems in our day-to-day life. When you have devotion to God, you are good to the person to whom you are. Devotion to God makes you good to the people. Devotion to God makes you good to the people. Supposing you are every day prayerful to God, every day you perform a ritual, every day you go to the temple, but you are not good to the people, that means you are only following the ritual without devotion. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? You didn't hear that. If you are not good to human beings, that means you are not you don't have devotion to God. You are only performing rituals, all right. Rituals are different from devotion. I want you to concentrate on this topic. Rituals are different from devotion. If you perform rituals also with devotion, they are also beautiful. But sometimes, we do something, some puja, like a person. Is it not true? In our own families we have seen, and somebody every day Ramcharitmanas, every day Ramcharitmanas, every day puja, the best of flowers. So every day, he's so religious a person. He's a very religious person. He does reading also. The person performs puja also. And then Ekadashi Vratam, every Vratam at home, every Vratam, 6 months, 6 महीना हो गया, 2 किलो चावल लेके अभी भी खत्म नहीं होता है. Why? Every day some Vratam. And then when it comes to treating other human beings, they simply eat them up. I am saying this because somebody has to say this. And who else can say except a Swami? I am telling you. The most unpleasant truth has to be said only by the Swami. Therefore, Swamis are the ones who are supposed to say the bitterest truth. Never try to, what we call, don't try to gloss over the truth. Don't try to gloss over it. Don't put gloss over the truth. Peel the gloss off and better show it to the people. It will bless them. We enjoy life only when we are good to other human beings. You should be good. Are you able to follow? You should be good to your parents, good to your children, good to your even workers. They're nice, be nice. They don't want anything except a pleasant word. They should not feel, you can just be very nice to them without without really losing any material interest. Therefore, Ramcharitmanas kitab ko chahiye. I'm sitting here for reading Ramcharitmanas, and then the book is somewhere. Ramu, kaha mar gaye ho? Ramu, kaha mar gaye ho? कब से बुला रहा हूं मेरा रामचरितमानस लेके आओ. Hey, what is all this? If I were Rama, I would say, what is all this drama? This is Ramcharitmanas you are talking about. Ramcharitmanas means, oh my God. You should be nice to people around. You don't have to be nice to the whole world, just to be nice to people around. Therefore, devotion to God would solve all your mental problems. Your mental problems are nothing but your problems with other people. You just can't really don't know how to live with others. You just don't know how to interact with others. You just don't know how to live with others. And if a person who doesn't know how to live with others becomes a grihastha, he's a hell. He's a hell. You don't know how to live with others. Why did you? You should have taken sannyas and lived somewhere in a cave, Himalayas. If you want to be with the people, then try to be good. They are like me. That should be the approach. They are all like me. I am like others. There is no difference between others and me. We are all the same human being with the same hunger and thirst, and we all want to be comfortable and we all want to be peaceful. We want to be respected, you should respect, and we want to be respected. Everybody wants to be respected. Nobody is special. Is there anyone who is special? Is there anyone who is special? If you want to prove that he is someone special, then his hunger also must be special. What is speciality about his hunger? His thirst. And therefore, I am no superior to anybody. It is just by God's grace I have got some money, therefore I am in this situation. The person who drives for me is no less than me. It is just by God's really. It is a turn of destiny can make someone a driver. Turn of destiny can make another a cook. Turn of destiny can make an employer. Turn of destiny can make another employee. It is a turn of destiny that really makes some employers and some employees. That doesn't in any way prove superiority or inferiority. Kuch nahi. If you have that delusion, you better get out of it. You are wise. You feel very happy. In this world, we are all the same turn of destiny. Just a turn of destiny. Turn of karma. The past. Thus, devotion to God makes us better human beings. Devotion to God keeps us peaceful. Devotion to God helps us grow within. And actions help us survive. Thus, Karma Yoga makes it complete. Karma Yoga takes care of both the survival, physical survival and mental growth. I am through with this topic. The next verse is, please see the verse. I am going to start it. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. This, in the last class also I started it. But I want you to hear this. What is Vyavasaya? Vyavasaya means occupation, preoccupation, and then Vyavasaya can be farming also, any kind of industry. Any kind of industry is called Vyavasaya. But here, Vyavasaya does not mean industry. Vyavasaya means right knowledge. Calling spade a spade is called Vyavasaya. Right knowledge. Seeing rope as rope, Vyavasaya. If there is a post, I see it as post. It's Vyavasaya. Meaning, right view of things. Right view of things is Vyavasaya. Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhihi means right vision of things. Right vision of things. Eka is only one. Iha in this life. Kurunandana, hey Arjuna. Krishna tells Arjuna, hey Arjuna, right vision is one. The right is one, whereas the wrongs are many. The right is one. The right path is one. The wrongs are many. Vyavasayatmika buddhi eka iha kurunandana. Hey Arjuna, in this world, the right path is one. Like, for example, now this is a general statement. Now any general statement needs elaboration. Otherwise, really it remains vague. Otherwise, it remains vague. Any general statement remains vague. It has to be understood in all its nuances. You should see it in your life. For example, really, the right is only, for example, supposing I want to breathe, I want to survive. I have to breathe for that. That is the only right means. I have to eat the right food. I have to drink right kind of water, pure water. In this manner, if I have to survive, there is only one right, and that right don't have alternatives. The rights don't have alternatives. Like, I have to do my duty. It has no alternative. You understand? There is no alternative. Means what? If I do okay, if I like, options like in exams, there are 5 questions. Out of the 5 questions, well, you can answer any 2. The other 3, you can skip. You need not. In that manner, you don't have really too many options here. For surviving, I have no option, and I have no option. I have to breathe, and for which really there is no other option. I have to eat, there is no other option. Just as for survival, we don't have other options. For happiness also, there is no other option. For happiness, I must have the right attitude. And right attitude, I can't bypass and still be happy. I have to follow dharma. And dharma means I should be truthful, honest, accommodative, respectful to others, nice. I should be a good human being. I should be a good human being. Good human being is not really too much, it's not too much to ask. Please understand. Good human being means what? I should have simple values. And I should say and mean what I say. That is what the dharma is about. Okay, now is there any option? I can't be a liar and be happy. I can't be untruthful and be happy. I can't be dishonest and be happy. I can't be irritable and be happy. I can't be disrespectful and be happy. I can't be full of inertia and be happy. In fact, it is not possible to follow the wrong and still be happiness. There is a contradiction between happiness and the wrong. The right and happiness go together. The wrong and happiness don't go together. The wrong doesn't lead to happiness. The wrong leads to unhappiness. That is why it is called wrong. Otherwise, on what basis? What is the definition of the wrong? How to find out the wrong? Tell me. How to find the wrong as wrong? The only criterion is anything that makes me unhappy is wrong. The right shall give me happiness. The wrong can make me unhappy. And therefore, the right doesn't have any option. The right may make me uncomfortable, but not unhappy. When you are serving your old parents, it's very uncomfortable to get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock and then make tea for them and then afterwards to make breakfast for them and then wash their clothes and press their feet and also give them some massage. Supposing you are really, I am talking the language of who is that person who took his parents along. I went back to Shravan Kumar's Yuga. You get up in the morning, make a cup of tea also, and then make breakfast for them and press their feet and give a massage, vagaira, vagaira, vagaira. It is very uncomfortable, but gives you a lot of happiness. Understand? The right can't be stopped from giving you happiness. I want you to hear this sentence. The right cannot be stopped from giving you happiness. The right must give you happiness. Whenever you do the right action, it gives you happiness without fail. The right gives us happiness without fail. And the wrong gives us unhappiness without fail. Did you hear that? The wrong gives us unhappiness without fail. And Bhagavan, all that Bhagavan says is, the wrongs are many. The right is one. This is going to be the verse. We'll continue it in the next class. We will do it in detail. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vadishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Om Tat Sat.